okay, 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 okay. Yeah, oh, yeah. Real conversation, real business. Real life when we walk in it. From the barbershop chair to the boardroom glare, we keep it honest, no gimmicks. Late night plans on the napkin. New deal when the day ends. Hand shook, then we move. No fake talk in the room, just people with the.
I'm kicking in your front. Ray peeping in your drapes. Rob making the plate in the back. Chief Hall Podcast. Chief Hall Podcast. Chief Hall Podcast. Chief Hall Podcast. Right now. Chief Hall Podcast coming right at you, kicking in the front door. Ray peeping in the drapes and Rob making a sandwich. We back at you. We coming at you. We're going to stay in your face. And if you notice, if you're paying attention, we all got our pickleball paddles right next to us because it has gotten real amongst the fellas. It has gotten real.
You see, he turned from me real fast. Go back and turn.
He's got real. Ray got him a new paddle too.
He turned from me real fast because this one right there is intimidating. He's pretty intimidated in this one right here.
Ray got him a new paddle. We don't know what that gonna do. Because you still got to have the skill to pay the bills. Let's jump right off into this. Now, I was gonna start with something else, but I want to just say this because Stephen A. I just want to say something about Stephen A. I've been watching Stephen A. for years. I've been appreciating this brother, and I've been appreciating certain aspects of him. And like I say all the time, I don't agree with nobody 100% but Jesus. That's the only person I agree with everything they have said, and I'm all right with it. But I'm having I always have a problem when we as African Americans living in America, we come at each other for different reasons, and we speak openly or plainly and publicly about one another. And I just don't like to see it, and I hate it. But it's what is going on now. Stephen A. has said some things in the past about Jaylen Brown. Now, we know who Stephen A. is, but the world and the NBA is finding out a lot about Jaylen Brown. And Jaylen Brown to America is frightening because he is a brother that ain't scared to say what he feels is right and stand by what he believes. He don't have an agent. He contracted his own deal over $300-something million. He don't answer to nobody.
Very educated man.
Yeah. Very educated. One of the highest IQs in the NBA along with Kyrie Irving. And both of those brothers educated like that, smart. Now I don't want to say too much outspoken, but they're going to speak their mind if that's what they believe. And Stephen A. had a hard problem with Kyrie when he wouldn't take that vaccine. He was giving him hell. And I ain't take no vaccine. And let me tell you something. I ain't care what nobody said about it. Because that's y'all business and this my business. Okay, I don't give a doggone if your employer say you got to take it. Find another job. Because you got to stand for something, boy, or you're going to fall for anything. So right now I find that Stephen A. now challenged this brother. No, I said it wrong. Jaylen Brown challenged Stephen A. to an open debate publicly at any school. And mind you, he speaks and he teaches classes at Harvard and Berkeley.
Talking about Jaylen?
Jaylen Brown.
Yeah, smart man.
I heard he's very intelligent.
Very educated man. Yeah,
he's not a jock playing smart. He a smart brother, and he's a damn good basketball player.
Yeah.
He one of the best players in the NBA. Now, if anybody want to debate that, look at how he play. To me, he the most consistent of the Celtics. That's for damn sure. The brother strong, and I don't want to say it, but that brother dark-skinned chocolate, and he speak his mind. That's a problem. They don't like to see no brother that dark talking his mouth and talking his mind and ain't scared of nobody. I'm just saying it. I'm just telling you.
That might be a thing. Always.
Because see, one thing I say is they careful who they put in front of our people. Because certain people can inspire us, certain people uplift us, certain people, they careful of how that media circles and looms. And they have always been afraid. Remember, Jamaica is the slaves that would not take it no more. You're gonna have to kill us.
Haiti.
Jamaica.
I know, but
Yeah, both of them.
Haiti had the largest revolt ever.
Well, that was after the ships. I'm talking about.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Them Jamaicans was them tribes, whoever they got them tribes, whatever part of Africa they got them tribes, they wasn't having.
Hey, I tell people all the time, they're from the same group anyway. People dropped off at a different island, man.
Just a different island. We're all African.
We're all, we're strong coming from,
but
had to endure that whole transatlantic slave route, man, to get here. So anyone who got here and the ancestors are from that era, man, are very strong. You got to give it. I don't care who you are. You got to give it to them.
I want to say, I just threw that in there, and it might have been going chasing rabbits. But I just wanted to go back to what we were saying about Jaylen Brown. Now, whether or not Stephen A. takes this challenge,
he should.
He's gonna take it.
It's probably gonna be a detriment to him because Jaylen Brown is a very, very bright young man.
Now, let me ask you a question.
And now the subject, I think I put in our notes, the topic is going to be about traditional and untraditional media.
Yeah, you did say
that's what they want to debate.
Let me ask you a question though. Do you think it's entertainment? Because a lot of things, man, you got to watch. It's entertainment. However, some people might have a little rift with each other, but Jaylen Brown's going to hold his own, and I think he can probably actually beat Stephen A.
I don't think it's entertainment. I just think that he fundamentally believes that the media supposed to honestly report the things that they see to the benefit of the athlete.
Get in line with that happening.
So yeah, I got a question, right? Give me an example of a problem that Jaylen Brown have with Stephen A. Like, what does Stephen A. do? I mean,
following he proclaimed that, or he claims that Stephen A. follows a script from the head folks when he talks about him, because he talks about Jaylen Brown saying that he's unmarketable, saying all this. Now, how could you say that about a young brother who at the top of his game? How could he not be unmarketable? He said he felt that what he did with Kyrie, they was pushing him to talk about it all the time, about not taking a vaccine. He made that a big damn issue. And I got sick of hearing about him beating up, trying to call Kyrie all this kind of not being not respecting his employer, all kinds of stuff. But anyway,
do you think it's entertainment with Stephen A? It's just entertainment.
No, I think that he does have a script.
That's entertainment, because at the end of the day, you have to think about it. Is it really that serious? If we're talking to Stephen A. behind closed doors and you say, hey, is it really that serious to you? Is it really that serious, or are you putting on an entertainment show right now, which continues to pay his bills,
but at the cost of our people?
Yeah,
it's not worth it.
Well, it's never worth it.
It's not worth it.
It's never worth it. But
we supposed to uplift no matter what. We're supposed to uplift them young folks who doing their own thing, especially how he's doing it.
But they don't see.
He don't have an agent. He don't have none of that. The boy went to school, top of his class, brilliant, and then come play in the NBA. Turned down Harvard and Yale, all these schools, come play in the NBA and do his thing.
But isn't that the moral side?
And
that's the moral side of it, though. That's the moral side.
He really had a choice.
That's he did. He's
a rare
very
choice.
Educated brother, man. But that's the moral side of it. We're looking at the side of. What happened?
He could have made
what choice he
money
had?
in IT. He just wanted to play. I mean, his field, he was at the top of it. He was going to make money.
Yeah, man.
But okay.
So he just chose. He just chose to play in the NBA.
Okay, but here's my thing.
And use that money to support our neighborhoods. Remember, he drove 15 hours to support a rally in Atlanta. He drove to support a rally to support the black folks in the community. Using his own money to help the communities stand for the stuff that they feel is
Hold on.
right.
But realistically, right? I think Brown,
Don't say the wrong name.
Jaylen Brown, whatever. Okay,
Just don't say
I
the
know
wrong
who he is.
name. I
No,
just
no,
been
I got a
talking
question.
all this time.
Yeah. But listen, here's my thing, right? The decision that he made to go to Boston or play in the NBA,
NBA.
I think that was by design. Because I can't say there's
Yeah,
no
yeah,
way, but I'm talking about fresh out, let's say fresh out of college, done with college, and then he go into IT, right? There's no way that he would have been making this type of money that he's making. So he made a decision to go to the NBA to get that money and then to use for
his platform.
his
To
platform.
support
Now
the communities.
He's a very intelligent brother. I would give him that. And also, I will say this about Stephen A. Right, I don't always agree with everything that Stephen A. says, right, but in my opinion, we got to be careful because this is all about freedom of speech. Now, just like Jaylen Brown can respond with freedom, with that freedom of speech. Now, here's the thing. Now, when it comes down to an open debate, that's inside of Stephen A.'s wheelhouse. That's what he do all the time. You understand what I'm saying? So there's no way that I
Depends
think
on the topic.
Well, nah.
Depends on the
I
topic.
think
Because
no,
he's still
Stephen
going,
A. can go across the board.
but he's limited.
So too,
He's
but
going to be limited.
I think
He's
it's
going to be limited because
right.
script.
It's I think it's the topic, and you got to be careful with that.
Give me a
Stephen A. is scripted, and he knows sports, he knows all those different things. He's studying the game.
He knows more than sports.
And not just sport. He talks about a couple other things, but not as heavy
And
as he talks
Jaylen
about
Brown,
sports. But we'll see.
Jaylen Brown going to bait him into.
Go ahead.
Jaylen Brown going to debate. He going to bait him into who's behind who's really, because he said that Stephen A. doesn't write. Stephen A. doesn't write his stuff.
He's not.
Somebody tell him what to do.
He's not gonna be able to find out who's behind the curtain, man. Hey, look at the View. Look at the View. Those ladies. Look at Barbara Walters. Barbara Walters started the View a long time ago, and it's probably just they're doing their thing. But in order to be a part of that structure of entertainment, which you got to give it to them, she put a good show out there, and that's what it is. Even if you like it or not, you see.
Well, that's why you have producers, man.
Exactly.
That's why you have producers, and that's why you have writers. When you look at the credits, you will see these things like the rolling credits. Of course, obviously.
Yeah.
I do believe, I agree with you. I don't think that Stephen A. writes all of his stuff, right? And I do think a big portion of that stuff is scripted. Now, what I think that how Jaylen Brown may have a foothold or an upper hand on the situation is, of course, he's going to go into the conspiracy type of things.
Maybe not.
You understand
maybe they might talk history.
So when they start talking that conspiracy theories.
They already said what the topic was.
What was the topic?
Traditional versus untraditional media.
Well, what is that? Give me an example of that.
Just
traditional.
Traditional media is supposed to push the players, the sport, the
it's supposed
story.
To be non-biased.
Yeah, not going into all that other stuff like what he was doing. You unmarketable, bothering Kyrie about the shot, all this type stuff.
Now,
stuff
I think
that don't have nothing to do with
the
playing the doggone sport.
Yeah.
So it's just like the whole Biggie and Tupac thing. A lot of that was wrong too, but it was entertainment push. Now that whole thing with the shots, that doesn't make no sense, man. Don't talk about that kind of stuff. But you know why? It's because you have a platform that's out here with everyone, not media. I'm sorry, the people want to talk about it. Every water cooler people want to talk about all this stuff all the time. So what happens is you continue to push it, the media stays with it, man, because you're making money. You're selling newspapers. You're selling newspapers.
But I believe the pharmaceutical industry has a lot of power, and they put a lot of money in everybody's pockets. Yeah. So if those need to be pushed, and we need to be telling people to take those, and then those politicians and all those people, those owners, all of them connected to all where that money coming from. So if they, like the federal government said, everybody had to take it, or you're going to lose your job, because and the NBA said all these companies, because it's is being pushed.
And you know,
The biggest advantage that he got, and I say this because you don't forget that, is that Jaylen Brown answers to no one. Stephen A. does.
that makes a lot of sense. When you say push, that's very important. Why do we need celebrities to push a shot? It became a
Or the
thing.
media.
The media. Why do you need the media
Sports
push shot?
media at that.
If we know that we need something and it's for our health, why do you need a celebrity to help get everybody excited about it to push it?
Because because it boils down to each individual having to make those decisions for their family, and I believe that's one of the things that Jaylen is going to bring out, that the media has too much influence. Because they had him showing what he was teaching us. He was teaching a class at Harvard or Berkeley, and it's about the socialization of the media, something like that. Where he was teaching them about the power that the media has to have you think what they want you to think. He was teaching that.
Well, that's easy, man.
He was teaching that.
That's very easy.
Yeah.
You know why that's easy? Because it's done through repetition. If you see something over and over and over and over again, you understand what I'm saying? It's going to start to shift how you think about a particular subject.
That's why it's called television
and
programming.
Program.
Television programming. Yeah.
And the bottom line is, who runs the media? Now you don't have to answer that. That's rhetorical because you was going to try to answer.
Well,
That's rhetorical.
I
Because
mean,
we could answer it, but we could answer it.
well, I mean, I have my opinion of who runs the media, but I'll leave that alone.
Yeah,
but
don't do that.
We'll come back to it.
Because it's bigger than what we see.
Yeah.
It's not physical. And I'll leave it at
Okay.
that.
We leave it at
Yeah,
that.
it's not physical. Right.
Moving right along. I want to also move back, stay a little bit since we're in basketball. Let's stay in basketball, and I just want to. A lot of what's going on with the NBA trades are not settled yet. I didn't look at the deadline, but a lot of stuff is brewing, and we won't know how until all the dust settles, as they say. I'm ready to see when the dust settles. There's trade rumors about Ja going to Portland, LeBron coming back here. The settled deals, of course, we see already.
Is that real?
Which one?
LeBron coming back here.
That's one. That's not settled.
Settled? Okay.
That's not settled. The settled ones are Giannis coming here, and that's settled so far. And so a lot of that stuff, the dust got to clear. So we want to get to the bottom of it, see what's going, and may make an exciting basketball season. Right off the top of the head, I couldn't think of the other ones that are also they done deals, but a lot of movement from champions, winners, losers. A lot of
Jaylen Brown gone. I mean, you said that to me. Where he's at now? He left.
Yeah,
Boston.
they were still talking about him going, and I think
So did he leave or no?
that was still up.
That's up in the air.
Yeah,
Okay.
I didn't see the
So
dust
he haven't been
settled.
traded.
Yeah, I didn't check, but it's a lot of movement. We'll give an update once we find out.
Let me ask you a question, though. That's a good segue to that. So, how much of an impact, because we have to give credit to LeBron coming here and doing what he did at the time, when he was here. How much of an impact do you think LeBron would have coming back here again to South Florida? And how much would he kind of revive the basketball? Because remember, when he was here, all the bars were full. Everyone was paying attention. You think it's going to be the same effect?
No.
Minimal. Yeah.
Yeah.
Not as much as it was. He was really hot then.
Yeah.
He had Dwayne Wade as well. No
Okay.
Wade, no Bosh. So I mean, he would have a nice set of running mates. Greek Freak
Great.
and Bam. That's a damn good front court to be running around with, and it would be real interesting. I won't say it won't be no buzz. It'll damn sure be a buzz, mainly because the Greek Freak is here. He's a champion as well.
Yeah.
And LeBron coming back has some attraction to it. Coming back to Miami to finish last year, it would have to make it a last year kind of last hurrah. And he touring everybody. This is your last time to see him. If he make this like a final season, then now he could probably capture some of that magic from when he first came.
That makes sense.
But if he do, that means that he would have to basically play 82 games. And here's what, think about it, right?
As point guard.
So let's say he does come back here.
Mm-hmm.
This is last season. Of course, everybody wants to see him.
Ticket prices.
And ticket prices going to go up. So that means that he would have to play the big part of 82 games.
For
And
sure.
I don't see that happening.
He's
But that's just my opinion.
He's only played one in 20 years. 20,
That's why I
22
said
years.
that.
Yeah.
So that means that he's not the GOAT.
How did you segue into he's
He
not
is
the
not the GOAT.
on games?
That's why
That's
I said
funny.
that.
It would be nice. I mean, Teddy and me, we were already talking about if LeBron come back here, we definitely we going out to watch the game somewhere.
Yeah.
It's gonna be cutting. It's gonna be crazy.
Oh yeah.
Because when they were all here before, it was crazy. But going back to what Rob said, yeah, that does take away points from the GOAT conversation. And as we segue into that, I wanted to. I heard somebody talking about champions and winners. Is there a difference in them? And that was interesting because I started to think about,
Yeah, I did hear that.
Allen Iverson. He's one of the 50 greatest players, but he didn't win a championship. And there's very few people that if they had a choice to pick him, they would not pick him on a team. Because he has won a lot of games. He's not a champion. Charles Barkley, I couldn't pass a power forward if I had to select power forwards. If it was down to the position, I would probably pick Charles Barkley over LeBron James if it was like in the 70s and 80s, position-wise.
That's a strong statement.
Well,
hold on.
no.
Wait a minute. Wait a minute.
Because I'm a forward.
Re-say that.
Forward.
Repeat that again, because that's gonna be a clip. I'm telling you, you're gonna go viral for that. I just want you to say that again.
If I had to pick,
okay,
based on position,
put it on him.
Yeah. If I had to pick based on position, I would pick Charles Barkley in front of LeBron James for power forward.
Based on if they was playing back then, that type
Based
of
on that, where you wasn't handling
in
the
that
ball,
era,
you rebounded, and Charles brought the ball down a lot too in his day. But as far as having to pick somebody that was going to play every night, I'm going with Charles Barkley because he played every time that big rascal got on the court. Now,
That's crazy though.
I can't take that.
You know why that's crazy?
Hey, you had to clean that up.
You have to clean up. But you know why that's crazy, Rob? You know why that's crazy? Because you guys had a conversation one time and said that LeBron couldn't play in the 80s. He couldn't play in that era.
Well, not with that attitude that he's been playing with the last few years.
Okay.
That falling down and looking for calls, all that traveling, all this here, taking 6 steps. He wasn't going to be able to play like that, man. I was looking at what you call it. They would
have got beat up, man.
Ben Wallace and them, they would have killed him. I mean, Ben Wallace was a little bit after, but I'm saying like, they would have really took advantage of that. Charles Oakley and all them boys and Xavier McDaniel, he was automatic.
I would love to see him try to come in the paint with a Bill Laimbeer.
They wouldn't have cared nothing about him, man.
Like, bring that into the paint.
The Celtics was nasty too.
I know.
Yeah. Robert Parrish and all them teams was tough, man.
So you said he couldn't handle Detroit bad boys. He couldn't play during that era.
He could not show this weakness because the refs was not going to cater to that. That's what I'm saying. If you put it on the years he's been playing, and I've been disgusted with what I've been seeing of LeBron. I've been disgusted with the highlights and him barely getting touched and falling and doing. Man, I don't want to hear none of that traveling.
But that's the new league, though, man.
I couldn't do it. But I'm going to even say Karl Malone. Now I'm talking about position. The mailman was a deliverer, man.
So you'll put Karl Malone in front of LeBron at the power forward position.
As a power forward.
So if LeBron was strictly just a power forward in that era,
get the ball
playing
shoot.
In that era, that's it. You played in the post. You don't bring the ball up or none of that.
Nothing
what he's doing now.
Yeah, no.
So you would put LeBron behind Karl Malone, behind Charles Barkley, and all those people.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. That's a big statement, though. You're going out on a limb with that one, boy.
But
they're going to drag you in the comments.
They playing. Y'all come on, y'all LeBron fans. Come on. Because remember, LeBron has yet to play another full season. He's played one in 22 years. He played this year. He's going to be 24, 23 years.
Wow.
And that says a lot, man. Now, don't get me wrong, that's a tough
That's
accomplishment.
an accomplishment in and of itself, man.
What?
To play all those years. I mean, he's hanging around and
But yeah,
being able to play all different positions.
but he's been able to manage that by not playing full seasons.
But who plays a full season?
None of these young guys.
None.
John Stockton played 9.
Well,
And Jordan played 6. And that's a tough task. Don't get me wrong. I was playing these little 3 games here, man, and it's tough. It's tough.
For a full season.
It's tough to play. It's tough to play back-to-back basketball games as you get older.
But now it's a little bit different for them guys.
That's why their legs look like this, man. When you look at what's the guy name?
Don't say Kenny, man.
On Kenny, when
Kenny Smith.
His legs, like his ankles, like his legs look,
Not everybody like that, man. His knees messed up. Now let's go back to what I was saying about
that's
champion.
a lot of pressure, though, man.
Yeah, his knees. But I think he got a problem with his knees.
Yeah,
he might have something wrong with his knees.
But over like this new generation of basketball players got all of the technology, cold bath stuff. Oh, I mean, they were doing that back then, but
ice baths,
things, massages probably twice a week, all those different things. Cameraman,
they just ain't got the heart.
You know what I mean?
You can have all that stuff.
But go ahead, going back. What you said, Frank?
My bad. My bad. I didn't put the camera back on you. My bad.
They just ain't got the heart, man. They got all that stuff, and they don't got no heart.
Yeah.
They not tough. I watched some games and I saw they let the other team, they threw a man down. Our guy, we like him for
Brunson?
OKC.
OKC?
Shea.
Okay.
The other team threw Shea down and walked over him, and nobody did nothing. They just went and picked Shea up, and they didn't even confront them other guys. That would have never happened in the 80s. You push a guy, they coming over there in your face, man. What you doing?
Well,
it's just a different era, man. Different time.
I will say this, right? In their defense, right? So they have a lot of big fines that if they do fight and all this stuff like that.
Oh, damn.
So that's one issue.
They had fines back then too.
No, but not as big.
Not as big as now.
Like these fines
because
they
they're
got
trying
now.
to teach, you know.
Yeah. And then also with LeBron, I will say this too, in his defense. But he's still not the GOAT. But all of the years that he's all of those playoff years, I think he did like six years straight playoffs, right? LeBron.
8
years.
Yeah.
So that's still a lot of basketball. So I mean, if you think about it, you're talking about 82 games plus the playoffs, and then you get all the way to the finals. So that's still a lot of basketball, but he's still not the GOAT. But
you say
and he didn't play.
Y'all
but
say that a lot.
And look,
You're saying GOAT a lot. Why y'all say GOAT a lot?
I don't.
That's a hard task to give somebody saying GOAT. Go ahead.
He didn't even. Okay. So he didn't even play all of the season, and then he don't lead the finals. He don't lead in scoring. None of that. Jordan was playing all seasons, and this Negro was winning scoring titles in the playoffs, averaging all these points.
Then why is he
considered?
Then if people are on LeBron like that, why is he considered in GOAT conversation then?
The media.
You think it's just the media?
The media pushing that. They push that hard.
When you say greatest of all time, if we're saying GOAT, are we only picking one basketball player out of all the basketball players that
there's only one
to say Jordan is the greatest of all time?
But yeah, I say that only because it's a lot of things. But one of the stats that stood out to me about Michael Jordan was that Michael Jordan is the only player in the history of basketball for 10 years, all of his averages went up. He got better every year for 10 years. No other player had dedicated himself to continue to get better. Now, they say that 84 to 95 Jordan, there's no comparison to that Jordan on earth, never in basketball.
You know why?
The high flying, Michael Jordan was running a 4.6 1 year. He came back running a 4.3.
You know why? And I'll just interject real fast. It's because he reshaped the game. there are a lot of guys before Michael Jordan that he gives credit to
Mhm.
that, reshaped the game. When Michael Jordan time, I think he, with a lot of great basketball players with him, reshaped the game, man, or how it's played and
And he's
the
still,
Of
way,
course.
I mean,
what makes him the top candidate too for the GOAT is he's the only player still to this day to win a scoring title and a defensive player of the year in the same year. You know how hard that is. He's the only player that ever did that.
Well,
To
he doesn't-
lead the NBA in scoring and stop everybody else from scoring. God damn.
well, he doesn't have defensive player, but what
Human.
about Steph Curry? He's not considered in that conversation.
What you mean he don't have defensive player?
As
He
shooting?
doesn't have defensive player of the year.
Who?
No.
Steph Curry.
Oh, no.
No.
That's what I'm saying.
Shooting.
I'm just saying.
He's a
he doesn't
shooter
have
to
a
me.
defensive player, but would he be considered in the GOAT conversation?
No.
No?
Mm-mm.
No.
Why not?
Because
No.
you got a lot of things to be thinking about to be GOAT. You talk about dominant, intimidating, unstoppable, change the game. Steph changed the game in one way. But nobody was scared other than him shooting that ball. We weren't scared for him to come to the game.
But that was dangerous. That shot was dangerous.
Yeah.
So that
It
It
still
still is
is.
dangerous.
oh, it still is.
The
yeah.
shot dangerous. But
Shot is dangerous.
I mean, if he'd have been playing in the 80s, they would have elbowed him in his teeth.
You-
They would have found something to do to him.
Yeah, he would have been in the stands, boy. He would have been.
I think
He would have been
still would've
way in the
shooting that
stands.
shot.
Tripped him up,
He
man.
would have been like the second or third row in
I
the
think he
stand.
still would have been
That's,
shooting that
that's,
shot.
that's what he would have been.
However,
Hey.
he's still been shooting that shot. However, I don't think that he had the defense to cover a lot of those guys.
They would have figured out. I mean, they had some good boys back then. And
I know.
defense was really important.
Yeah.
This game ain't as defensive that he's doing that in. The game is set up for Steph. Steph probably, now the sets, now this is an interesting topic because Steph wouldn't have been able to, very few coaches would allow that kind of freedom of a player in the 70s and 80s as a point guard. Point guard.
Mhm.
You got to remember who his coach is.
As a point guard. Now,
Remember who his
they
coach
had a
is?
lot of control over.
That's a championship Chicago.
He might be listed. No, because Clay was a shooting guard.
Yeah.
Steph Curry is actually a point guard. And that's a lot of point. That's a lot of shooting for a point guard.
Yeah.
Back in the days, they weren't doing all that shooting.
But his coach allowed him to do it. And
Because
remember
these
who
are
his
different
coach is?
times.
Remember
It's
who his
different
coach
time.
is? Yeah.
It's a different time.
Yeah, this
They
is
have
different.
moved the game. They done had those meetings with those coaches. Look, we need to keep this thing exciting. The NBA was dying. Y'all finna get these contracts with the TV. So we got to get this thing up and running. That's why the refs ain't calling a lot of foul. That's why it's moving like it is. And that's why it looks like it is. This is the product that they've come up with.
Yeah.
Because they want to keep that money going. They got the players making a lot more money. Going back to your fines, the players making a lot more money. So them fines they could pay them fines.
Yeah.
They just soft. They just ain't finna fight. Some of them, don't get me wrong, some of them seem like they tough, but I don't think they that kind of tough.
Nah.
They're not that kind of tough. Let's move on because if you haven't noticed, we got these paddles. We have gotten into this pickleball pretty tough, and that's the craze. Rob got his sidekick, Ray got his, and I got mine, and we gonna get to it. And I'm sick of it. Now let's go.
Hey Frank, show them this one first. This is the champion one right now. Okay.
That's the one that's been winning, man. That's the one.
This is the winner one. And respect to my brothers, they giving me the winning title with this one. But this is the new butt kicker.
We're gonna see what that one gonna
I'm
do.
gonna say no more.
I should have had that sound
Say no more.
bite that say "fuck."
Go ahead, put it on the camera. Say that again.
I want to go back. I want to say this. Let's move to boxing right quick. Those boxing fans out there, we all boxing fans. I want to jump right into this. And Boots,
Don't say clear.
pretty much saying, calling out Terrence Crawford. Now, I would say the only person I think that would even give Terrence Crawford a good fight, and he's already retired.
He's retired, eh?
And that's Andre Ward. I think Andre Ward would be a problem. Him and Terrence Crawford would be a good fight because he was good. Andre Ward was good,
Andre Ward
undefeated
bigger
too.
though. Andre Ward bigger.
But he up there too. Now he just fought super middleweight.
Oh,
That's where Andre Ward was, super middleweight.
I thought Crawford was retired.
That's what I'm talking about.
yeah.
Crawford retired and Andre Ward
And
retired.
Andre.
I think he's the only one that probably would give him. Floyd was too small, but skill wise, there's none greater. Now, but I want to say that Boots had a fight against Zayas yesterday. Saturday night. And it started off pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
Round 3, old boy rocked Boots. He gave him a little business. And Boots take a lot. That's what we always kind of said about Boots. And any knock against Boots or Crawford and some of these guys, they take more punishment than Floyd would have allowed himself because of his training. And Boots could have he put himself in a bad spot, but for a couple of rounds that they were going toe to toe, no more jabbing, no more nothing. It was just mano a mano right there in the middle of the ring, and Boots came on top, knocking down 3 times. But I do not think that he would be. He won't have a chance like that against Crawford. Crawford,
come on,
too
man.
good.
Of course not.
And there's no way he's going to be able to bait him to come out of retirement with a performance like that. No,
of course not.
Well, what's going to get him out of retirement, though? What's going to get Crawford? It sounds like he's content with
himself. I think he's content, man. He's really enjoying himself.
Somebody out there. I mean, it's nobody out there for him to fight.
Nobody.
No.
Right now.
You know what I mean? I think that it would have to be like a major payday, probably somewhere around in 100 millions.
Somebody that could draw, and they said that was a rumor that they offered him 100 million to come back and fight. Terrence Crawford said out of his own mouth that was not true.
Yeah,
but he's content. He's finally started to get up into that big money, what he wasn't making, which Floyd was trying to tell him a long time ago to get out that contract and set yourself up. And here's a perfect example of the media too. There's no way for us to really check and see what Floyd's financials are. We can't check that. So, but they talking so much about he broke, he going bankrupt, he doing all that, and there's no way for us to check and see what his pockets are doing. And that's how the media could push a narrative if they really if they done with him. I think that they done with Floyd as far as all what he was trying to do. They trying to tear up his character, because this is what they do normally. They tear up your whole character among your own people,
build you up first.
They build you up. Now then they tear you all the way down, so nobody want to deal with you no more. They tired of looking at you and tired of seeing it. But I don't listen to none of that, because there's no way I can know that Floyd bank account and all that there. And with all that money, to lose that kind of money is not easy, but it is easy. You see what I'm saying? Especially if you got investments and buildings and all that type of stuff.
I thought he had stuff like that in New York, buildings.
He got a bunch of stuff, man.
But at the end of the day, it's not our business anyway.
They making it out. They making it. They putting it everywhere to try to destroy his brand.
Yeah,
he done stepped on somebody's toes and said some stuff that everybody's against him now and trying to tear him on down. But I think he should have retired that time and just left and went somewhere on the Fish Creek and enjoyed his money and had his time. Let the people play the videos. We just have a problem with getting out of the way and doing your thing, man, living your life.
You don't think Floyd spends a lot of money? I mean, that's obvious though.
But I think that's what he wants you to think.
We don't know.
I think he wants you to think that, because remember that was part of his
brand.
His marketing, his brand.
That's marketing. He wanted you to think that he was a big waste, a big butthead, and just flash his money in your face, so you wanted him to lose. Man, I hate that nigga there, man. Dang. Yeah. I hate him. What he doing? That was part of what Muhammad Ali did too. Floyd said that a long time ago. I get these tactics from Muhammad Ali because I want you to come to see me, whether you want me to win or not. I want you to be there.
Because you're gonna pay.
Yeah, I want you to be there.
You in the business. If you in the building,
and he done made a lot of people mad.
A lot of money too.
Because they was coming to see him lose. Boy, they was coming to see him lose. But he ain't lose. But I think that he wanted that. And look, Floyd said there was 9 of us in the room, roaches everywhere, and all this type of stuff. So I'm all right with a brother that make it like that. And if he want to spend his money like that, okay, man, you work. Boxing is one of the hardest sports you can do, bro.
And he been doing it for a long time.
But that's a whole nother topic where they say, like, as soon as black people, or I would say black people, but the people darker than blue, decide to come up, then we got to show everybody that we made it instead of just enjoy your life, take care of your family. You don't have to boast.
It's hard,
show
man.
people that look to see I did it. You know?
It's hard because we were slaves in this country, brother.
Yeah,
We were slaves. Couldn't be seen out.
yeah.
And so psychologically, people want to be out and show that we made it because we was hanging from trees in this mug, man.
But that's not a good thing, though, because
It's not.
the reason why I say that's not a good thing is because we have been branded to be consumers, right? So we consume everything. We spend up the money, you know,
Yeah, but
and then that's actually not a good thing. You understand?
it's powerful though
Yeah.
if it's used the right way. Yeah, it's not good, but
Well,
it's powerful
well, we're getting better. Black people getting better in terms
because you saw when
of
they
finances.
when they boycott. If you can get black folks to stand up enough and say, "Well, we ain't." Well, I tell you what, we're not gonna spend money over here no more. If you can get us to do that,
But you're
a
saying
lot of
if.
companies will suffer.
You're saying
But
if.
But why do we still got to be a part of a protest and all this stuff all the time? Why don't we just build communities? You know, we've done before.
We should worry about our own.
Just start building. We don't have to hate anybody else. You know, like the Bible said, Father said, I got your revenge. There's no reason for us to be worried every second. That's wasted energy and horrible vibration energy of worrying about what someone else is doing when we should be building what we need to be building.
And I don't want to take away from the homesteaders, and it's a movement of black folks that's buying up hundreds of acres and starting to grow food and doing stuff like that, and they're gonna have to protect their stuff because sometimes white folks just don't like to see that type of self sufficiency, and that's unfortunate. And sometimes black folk don't like to see that type
Yeah.
of self sufficiency,
those
or
are
they don't
people-
understand that.
And those are people that don't like themselves. Because you know how they say, oh, white Christian and a black Christian. Is that even a thing? You know, if you love Yeshua, you love Jesus Christ,
God, yeah.
then it doesn't separate you. You're not separated now. At this point, remember, he said in New Testament, all who come in my name. So it's not about a color anymore. But here to go back to the media, are we pushing a narrative to make sure that people continue to hate each other? And
It's out there, man. You know, you don't see a lot of. It's unfortunate you don't see a lot of. You know, Stephen A. made a comparison. It wasn't good. I saw D.L. Hughley. I like some of the stuff he say sometimes, but he compared. Stephen A. had likened the young boy that killed the boy.
the track meet.
Carmelo
Anthony.
Yeah.
The young boy that killed him. He said that it was horrible that he killed him or whatever. I think the boy tried to fight him or something and they stabbed him. And then he was comparing, I think Stephen A. was comparing, because D.L. Hughley was saying, why was he comparing that he said Donald Trump is more like I'm getting it wrong, but it was very interesting. I got to look at it again before I bring it up. So when you get to the edit and take this out.
I like freedom of speech, and I think that everyone, no matter what they care or think about, freedom of speech it should be what it is, First Amendment, all that stuff. But I think sometimes because with this new technology and day and age, it's reckless.
Yeah. I think that we have a generation of sensitive people. You understand? And they so sensitive to whereas they want to stop other people from being able to say what they want to say.
That happens.
Now, granted, I get it. People say a lot of stupid things, right? But it's still freedom of speech, and then we have to protect that because you can't take, because you don't like what somebody say, I can't take that away from you, because what happens is that becomes a domino effect. Now, if I take it away from you, eventually I'm not going to be able to say what I want to say. Get what I'm saying? So I get it. A lot of people say a lot of stupid stuff that you may not, that we may not agree with, but the bottom line is it's still, it's just an opinion.
Yeah, it's just an
That's
opinion.
all it is.
I don't think you should take anything away from anyone when they look. Say what you need to
People
say.
are sensitive, man.
Yeah, people. A lot of people are sensitive. This is a sensitive generation. However, when you look at you look at like nowadays, man, just like the whole thing of like go to YouTube now. You can go to YouTube, man, and just read the comments. When somebody could say something positive and just say something from their heart, just like positive, and then you go through the comments, it's comedians all throughout that chat just trying to tear that person down or trying to pretend or trying to find some way to be funny, you know.
It's crazy part to that. About 95% of the people, and I'm being generous, would not say those things in person.
Oh, 100%.
You understand what I'm saying? They're doing those type of things because they're behind this thing right here. This
They used to call
keyboard.
them keyboard gangsters. Or
Yeah,
something
yeah.
Like that.
See this keyboard right here?
Internet gangsters.
It's the wireless keyboard. So you can this makes people brave. This thing here.
Yeah, empowers
You understand what I'm
somehow.
saying?
Yeah.
So you got a lot of brave people out there.
Oh yeah.
I mean, when they behind that.
Oh yeah.
But the bottom line is they're not gonna say those things in person.
But does that help? Does that help that some people can actually just, release their frustration somehow, even though it's not conducive to like the whole thing of being right? Just being able to express, because we can segue into it's a lot of mental health issues out here.
I don't care. I mean, they people can say what they want to say.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying? And I get it. I understand. But and I'm not trying to stop somebody from voicing their opinion. You understand what I'm saying? Like say whatever you want to say.
Yeah.
I mean, but there is some type of accountability that comes with that. You can't say certain things like I'm going.
It's freedom of speech, but
but they are boundaries.
That's why I say it's
you
reckless.
have to be careful.
It's
with
reckless.
even, what is freedom of
It's
speech
boundaries.
really mean?
Should be.
But before we get out of here, because the sun is getting, we're gonna lose some daylight, and I got some butts to roast. But I want to say that it is the knockout round, and in 54 years, I've watched 2 soccer games. It's the first time I watched 3 football games, and I was sitting there watching it and kind of getting into it, looking at it, and learning a little bit about it.
Nice.
So I
did
would
too.
say that this is. I'm still trying to understand the craze that comes with this international sport.
It's countries. It's country against country.
That's what
The world-
this
the world
craze.
is countries, so playing
Yeah.
against each other. But
Yeah.
you have a lot of great players out here, man. People with big contracts, everything. But this has been the best for me out of all the World Cups I watched, because I like watching soccer, football, whatever you want to say. This has been the best World Cup in a minute for me. You know why? Because you don't know who's going to win. There are a lot of players out here playing tough. You have your favorites out here, and you have strong teams that are financially backed. But man, there are a lot of upsets. A lot of these African countries are coming in here and playing really well, man. And
Yeah.
it looks nice.
That Morocco game last night. Who won that game?
That was
Morocco
today.
won, man. And
That
that
was
was
Who did they beat? Who did they beat? They
Morocco
played
beat,
gee, I just forgot. No, Germany. Not Germany.
no.
No, you talking Morocco won. Oh, okay.
Yeah, Morocco.
Yeah,
Oh,
last night.
Yeah, no,
Morocco
just
played.
Paraguay was sorry.
Yeah, Paraguay beat
what's
Germany.
Germany, which was another good
But that was
man.
good.
I was watching the game.
Because I was watching Morocco.
Yeah.
Because that
who
Morocco,
did
that
they
was
play?
yesterday. Morocco beat the Netherlands.
The Netherlands.
Oh, okay.
Netherlands,
Yeah.
With the penalties. It was
Oh, okay.
penalty kicks.
Okay.
Yeah,
and
man.
Paraguay beat Germany off of them penalty kicks.
Yeah. Now I did watch the penalty kicks though.
Yeah.
On
And that's my
that-
first time seeing those, man.
Yeah.
In the World Cup.
in the World Cup. Wow.
But it was like that. And Brazil Brazil beat Japan.
Yeah.
So now we got we
but
still
you
waiting.
think about it. I want to give a shout out to Japan because Japan played hard, man. The
Yeah.
first
Ivory
half,
Coast lost.
Ivory Coast. They tried. Oh, that was today.
That
You
was
talking about
today.
Yeah.
France and Sweden are on now. We'll put
France and Sweden's on right now.
While y'all getting
It's still 0-0. It's still 0-0 right now. But you go back and look at yesterday, man. You got to give a shout out to Japan, man. They played that first half really well.
Really well.
Really well. They controlled the first half, but that second half, man.
What about the USA, man?
USA,
They coming up.
I'm always look. I like a lot of these teams that's going out here. I love what Haiti did for the pride of the country. I love that a lot of these African countries are doing their thing. Obviously, you got your heavy hitters like this is probably Ronaldo's last year. You know, the last Olympics. I'm not Olympics, World Cup, because he's like 41 right now. It's probably Messi's last one, but a lot of people want to see Ronaldo get one. But I don't know, you know, with the strength of these teams
It's with
here,
Spain, right?
Portugal.
Portugal.
And I don't know if he's going to get it. Spain's another country that, you know, people were expecting to win, but, you know, they're looking.
USA plays Bosnia.
They play Bosnia.
Bosnia tomorrow at 8:00.
But Bosnia, you know, look, US right now has the squad. If they stay focused, man, I think they have the offense, they have the squad. You know, they lost that last game only because they had their starters out, you know. But I'm not going to make an excuse for that. The starters were out because they didn't want to lose them in the round of 32, man.
But now that clears up. They don't have any more yellow cards because they don't come into the the knockout round. You don't come into the knockout round with those with those yellow cards. I don't believe from that part. It's Chief All Podcast. We're getting into all this here, and we definitely getting into this pickleball. This right here is Ralph, and Ralph don't take no mess. And I'm finna get out here and warm him up. And thank y'all for watching.
Hey,
y'all go ahead, get into that pickleball. Y'all gonna love it. Ray got his new racket.
New racket. I'm gonna mention this right now.
It's not a racket.
That's right. It's a paddle.
Hey, let me mention this one thing. I think that DK right now, our brother DK, is secretly practicing right now to beat Rob.
I think so too. Say. But guess what? It'll never happen.
Oh man.
It'll never happen.
If they chat, I don't know if that was did y'all do an official challenge to pickleball?
Listen,
I don't think he said pickleball.
No.
He said anything.
He said anything. He said, "I'll beat you."
He said anything.
No.
He said he'll beat you in it too.
Yeah, because you know what he always said. Man, I'm a grown man.
Yeah.
He said he'll beat you in it too. He did beat you.
No.
He got some challenges on the table with me, but I'm not even gonna look at him because
he was talking about what you call it?
Boxing or
no. Nah, he was talking about what you call
baseball.
it? Baseball. No. He's talking about running. He was talking about
running.
Yeah, man. I run 10 miles and all this old crazy stuff.
He said he running 10 miles.
Yeah.
No, he said he did like 6 miles. He said 6 miles, something like that.
He put it in the.
He said he's doing it. He said he's doing it.
Put it in the chat, but you know, it sound like that's embellished. So
it's possible.
Yeah, I mean,
it's hard for me, but no,
you're not gonna.
I don't believe it's hard for me to believe any of that stuff that DK be saying. DK, I know you hear me, man, but if you're watching this show, it's hard for me to believe a lot of that boy, because I know you. I know you. Why? Chief All Podcast. We are.
What? Okay.